listen here, girl. I know you think it's a game, but it is absolutely not. Okay, this is the energy supplement from Just Move Supplements. That's right. It's damn near all gone, girl, and that's because I had to get that energy up so I can complete the workout, so I can give y'all this body, this transformation, get into it, okay? And I'm done working out now, so that's why we're moving on to the protein shake. Oh yes, it's already in there, girl. It's already made right here. This is the mixture of the banana pudding, the chocolate cake, and the buttercream cupcake. And you really want to be fancy, you can go ahead and add that blueberry muffin if that's what you want to do, girl. But for me, it's these three right here, okay? You put that with some almond milk, you mix it all up in honey, okay? Your muscles have gained life, new energy, agility. Get into it, okay? Just Move Supplements. Thank you very much. Hold up, Chief. Okay, don't forget about that TLC NutriBurst to get that multivitamin probably, because we all need a little extra. And child, if you want that sea moss that go down smooth, don't come up rough, okay? Get into the TLC Nautica sea moss. Yes, get that from me. And child, if your stomach hurt and you need to move some things around so you can be free, okay, go ahead and get that ISOT down below in the description box. Get it all from me. Come on in, come on in, come on in, now come on in, now come. Sorry, y'all know I'm weird, whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video, right?
Hey everybody, what's going on? It's your girl BondyBlue and I'm back. I'm back. What's going on? Hi everybody. It's a cute little Friday here in New Orleans, Louisiana, and I have some topics to get into for all you messy folks out there. I was just listening to the Naziah Harris case news coverage, and we're going to talk about that today. There's some terrible shit going on in that. I went to the show yesterday with my husband to see One of Them Days with Kiki and SZA. We're going to talk about that. We're going to start off with that. I also want to, do some Wendy Williams conversations. Okay. Phaedra Park came through with the receipts. Method Man, Justin Baldoni, Tamar, and Ashley are going on a little tour. Trump is allegedly being hailed as the savior in the news cycle this week. Busta might have bust somebody in the face. We have to see. And a clip from Tyler LaPlay about why it took him so long to propose to Miracle Watts. Okay, I'm ready to get into these things. That's what I have on the roster today. That's what I have on the list, people. Okay, as you come into the room, please subscribe. Stop playing with me. Subscribe. On top of that, I'm gonna need you to go to my secondary channel and subscribe to that channel as well. Yes, BondyBlue Bites. Okay, y'all know we do these long form lives over here on BondyBlue. Okay, and y'all go over to BondyBlue Bites and get those cut up pieces. That way you can see if you want, whatever the one topic is that you really wanted to hear about, you don't want to really hear about that other shit like that. Well, boom, pow, edited. Okay. Also, my members only recaps of Bell Collective are now available over there on BondyBlue Bites. So get into it. I hope y'all were able to come through last night for the Ooh Ladies First panel. Ooh, ladies first, ladies first. Ooh, ladies first, ladies first. What's going on? Okay, so I want to start with SZA. And Kiki and their movie because it was good. I want to go ahead and give the girls a round of applause. Okay, round of applause, baby. Make that. I want y'all to go check it out. Make sure, okay. And shout out to my husband's little cousin who Aziza, who was in the movie, and she played I forgot the girl's name, but she was one of the antagonists. She was basically the female version of Debo. Okay, when she beat them girls' ass with her ass, I was outdone, child. I was outdone. Okay. Yeah, I know. No spoilers. No spoilers. No spoilers. But y'all, it's a comedy. It's not that deep. Nothing I tell you will really like take the joy of watching it away from you. It's a comedy. But I am gonna give my opinion on it a little bit. So if you don't want to hear anything about it, please click off and come back. But I'm gonna tell y'all this. It's a very realistic movie where you have the two best friends, okay? And one of them is more responsible than the other. Girl, Scissor's character running behind it because he had a big old okay? He had a big old lang, okay? And so, yeah, it sends you on to, a day of wayward situations, life or death ordeals. You know what I'm saying? And it's definitely giving Female Friday. It is absolutely with the absence of any drug use. There was no real drug use in this. Okay. So for that point, no, I won't do that. I'll say it's in that same line of films, just like I'll say like Roll Bounce. Like, movies with not roll bounce, but more so not roll bounce, lottery ticket. Lottery ticket with Brandon and Bow Wow. Like that type of vibe, like I feel like that's you know what I'm saying? That's more so the vibe. But it was really well done and it was good. And it had a lot of good people in it. So y'all should definitely check it out. It was good. But when I tell y'all, I am so annoyed with the way she was willing to do so much for that. Like I was just like, why are you doing all of this for this? Oh, some of y'all, I just don't understand, girl. And it was a movie, right? So we try not to get that emotionally invested in hoes being major pick-me's, doing all kind of stupid fuck. But the way I was listening to Real with Yanni and her saga of whatever little girl this is that met with the scammer on Facebook, and she just kept giving him money and more money and more money. Keep taking out credit cards. She only knew him for a day or two. The way y'all be willing to give up y'all bag over some dude is I mean over anybody really. I'm sorry. I've never missed out on a bag for any type of romantic relationship. I don't care whether it's Gucci. I don't care whether it's okay. I don't care which one it is. I'm not paying my bills over no. I'm not missing out on no check. I'm not giving no money. That's wild. Y'all, I mean, I'm trying to figure out if I was ever that young. And I just kind of feel like, nah. I might have let this nigga stay in my house too much without really paying no bills. Yeah, I did that. That was dumb. But let's be very clear. All my dumb shit was done by 20 for the most part. But I was listening to that shit. And then I went and watched the Scissor, and Kiki movie, and I was just like, why y'all like this? Why y'all like this? It's so hard to have sympathy for some of y'all. Like, it really is hard. It's hard. We want to be on your side, sis. We want to root for you. We want to feel like, oh, he ain't shit. But we can't do that when y'all just be like being dumb. Being dumb. Like, not money. Not money, y'all. Not money. You don't open credit cards for nigga. You don't endanger your credit. You let them endanger theirs. You don't endanger yours. Oh my God. Mm-mm. And listen, I feel like, you know, there are levels to this shit, right? Because, yeah, your little boyfriend ain't got no job no more. Goodbye, bye-bye. But, you know, your husband, you got to hold out on that if they lose a job. You know what I'm saying? Because I know people that left their nigga for losing his job. And it's like, bitch, he was going to get another one. You wasn't going to wait for him to get another one. You was just going to go. Girl, do what you want to do. I ain't tripping off you. But the movie was good, y'all. Y'all should go check it out. So you guys, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, like, I'm not doing this with y'all, right? Where everybody tries to act like this dude means anybody any well, any good. But you know what, Trump supporters? I'm gonna give it to y'all. I'm gonna give it to y'all right now. I'm gonna give it to y'all. Trump is doing an excellent job as the president already. Already, he's doing an excellent job. Apparently, the TikTok CEO is now rethinking banning the situation. Maybe we'll listen to what he has to say. And also, they're crediting him for the talks with Israel and Hamas. And I'm gonna just say this about that. Having one dictator be able to talk to another dictator and make sense of all this, that makes sense. That doesn't mean that this is a good thing or that it's right or that it'll actually go through the way it's supposed to go. Because the deal is so extensive. I was listening to it. I was like, the deal was so extensive, you guys. I was like, there's no way that Trump has actually been working on that deal with them for all of that time. There's just no way. But I do feel like there's something to be said for getting things done before Biden gets out of office. And there's something to be said about leaving things for Trump to deal with so that it's not on Biden's plate before he gets out of the presidency. Now, y'all know the inauguration is on Martin Luther King Day on Monday. Y'all know not to look for me because you won't find me. Okay?
You know, we have been fighting to protect the constitutional right to free speech for the more than 170 million Americans who use our platform every day to connect, create, discover, and achieve their dreams. On behalf of everyone at TikTok and all our users across the country, I want to thank President Trump for his commitment to work with us to find a solution that keeps TikTok available in the United States. This is a strong stand for the First Amendment and against arbitrary censorship. As we've said, TikTok is a place where people can create communities, discover new interests, and express themselves, including over 7 million American businesses who earn a living and gain new customers using our platform. We are grateful and pleased to have the support of a president who truly understands our platform, one who has used TikTok to express his own thoughts and perspectives, connecting with the world and generating more than 60 billion views of his content in the process. To all American users, thank you for making our TikTok community such a rich and vibrant space, for surprising and delighting us every day. Rest assured, we will do everything in our power to ensure our platform thrives as your online home for limitless creativity and discovery, as well as a source of inspiration and joy for years to come. Thank you. More to come.
Okay. So he thanked Trump. The Israeli president, from what I understood, thanked Trump as well. So we're supposed to go along with the propaganda that all of this is being done for our benefit as Americans. I'm sorry, that does not feel true on some level. That doesn't feel true on some level. Y'all, I'm telling y'all what I've read, okay? I'm not giving out false information. I read this off the AP about the Israeli Hamas situation. They're calling it a bipartisan act. That's what they're calling it on the AP. Okay. I don't go to a lot of those other places because everybody is being swayed by opinion. The AP is usually very like in the middle for me. Like, we're going to give you both sides of the situation. And that's what I like. But this right here, I was just kind of like, word, Trump worked it all out. Yeah. Even though as people in the comments are saying, he's the one who initiated the idea of banning TikTok in the first place. I do believe on some level other world powers might fear him. I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing or not. However, what I will say is I find it very problematic. And I think y'all have an issue with this online. And, you know, this because people are crazy, right? Everybody's a fanatic. I need y'all to understand. I do not glorify or worship or love any political figure. I feel like political figures are basically the people representing the country in one way or another, but that does not make them special to me. That does not mean they're good people. It does not mean that they should be worshiped. And the way our country likes to create heroes out of its politicians instead of being honest about who they are and what their pitfalls are. I think we continue to cycle the same issues because people do not want to be honest on all levels. Y'all don't want to be honest in families. Y'all don't want to be honest in relationships. Y'all don't want to be honest in the government. You don't want to be honest in church. Like y'all just don't want to tell the truth in any of these areas as far as I'm concerned. When it comes to the church, they always want you to lie about something. When it comes about protecting people's images, y'all want people to lie about shit. Like y'all say it's not lying, but it is. Not telling the truth about a situation, whether good or bad, omitting is lying. And so for me, I feel like the problem that we have overall in this country is our inability to tell the truth about what the fuck be going on. And that is where the ignorance lies. And I think a lot of people feel like as a people, we don't have any power in this country. And I do feel like on some level that is a huge misinformation because people had to vote in order for us to get here. I know people think that's not how we got here, but that's how we got here. There's a lot of pomp and circumstance that's bullshit. But if you look back on the country's history and how we like, girl, they've been working towards this type of control over government since its infancy. Let's not forget our forefathers of this country were all slave owners. And everybody likes to act like that's not what the fuck was going on. Like they was just all great while they were sitting up there talking about freedom and justice for all, except for the Black people and the Asian people and the Latino people, except for all of them. They were literally having these dueling hypocritical ideologies happening at the very same time, performing extreme racism as an individual by being slave owners, but then also being a part of government and having to enact laws. So when we talk about how people's prejudices and shit affect the laws, it affects the lives of the people who live in this country. It is very, very exhausting for people to be online with this dumbass cult-like energy behind this man, to the point that I can't say I don't believe him or I don't believe news stories that are telling me this man did any hard work for anything. That his diplomacy is actually good enough for him to have good relationships. If there's anything, he has dirt on him, or they're scared of him in some respect, or they're bullshitting him so they can fuck him later. Either way, I cannot trust Trump without y'all feeling like I or anybody is worshiping Kamala and Biden as if we don't understand that none of these people are fully to be trusted, and that at all times in America, we are doing something fucked up somewhere else. Like, I think we all know that, right? Like, I feel like we should understand that. Like, you know that your freedoms are literally based in a hierarchy that has to have people on the bottom. And that's why a lot of this shit really should be dismantled and thought about. People need to be enlightened. And I hate the fact that it seems that there has to be an extreme dark period before the enlightenment. But whatever the fuck they got going on out there on the internet, I'm going to give it to y'all because I'm a very logical person. Okay, let's say Trump is actually working well right now. We still have 4 more years of this shit. We still have 4 more years of this shit. So I want everybody to take a deep breath and chill the fuck out. Okay? Take a deep breath and chill out. We'll see where this goes. Most of us know where this is going to go because we've seen it before. We know the patterns. Don't get too excited. We all tried to get excited the first time he got elected. We're like, okay, maybe he might do something different. Like, everybody tries to be hopeful. A lot of us aren't like y'all with this very like, no, he's great. He's doing something's wrong with a lot of y'all. I've encountered a lot of y'all that think this man is a good person. And I don't understand what y'all are looking at or how you come to that conclusion based on the shit that he says. It's insane. Nelly will reportedly perform at Liberty inaugural ball, which will take place on Monday, January 20th, following Trump's inauguration and presidential parade, including Carrie Underwood, The Village People, Billy Ray Cyrus, and Kid Rock. I don't know what's going on except for the fact that I imagine Nelly probably really needs the money. I feel like this must be a signifier to us that Nelly is not making the money we thought he was making. We thought that Nelly was successful. But apparently Nelly is going to perform at the inauguration. And listen, Linda. I want everybody to do what they want to do, baby. Do what you want to do, baby. Do what you want to do. But I'm going to just remind y'all that y'all dragged Chrisette Michelle into obscurity. She has to be so fucking talented in order for you to still know her music after the way y'all tried to destroy that girl's career because she performed at the first inauguration. Lord have mercy. We're going to see how it all plays out, y'all. Everybody, all of y'all that was pretending like y'all wasn't really down for this fool, but y'all really down for him. We're going to see how it all turns out. I hope things go well. I hope things go well, everybody. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about Wendy. So, y'all, Wendy Williams is basically going on a media tour. I'm sorry, y'all. My baby is down here snoring his life away. He went for a walk. He ate. Now he's tired. I want him to get out of here because he's snoring. But I don't want to put him in a kennel. Y'all, Wendy. Okay. Wendy Williams' attorney, Roberta Kaplan, clarified that the talk show host is still battling frontal lobe dementia, a degenerative neurological condition with no cure, despite her recent phone interview on The Breakfast Club. Kaplan explained to TMZ that Wendy has both good and bad days with moments of clarity that may make her appear fine, but a court has ruled her incapable of managing her legal and financial affairs due to her condition. During the interview, Wendy expressed frustration with her life, describing it as fucked up, and criticized her conservator, Sabrina Morrissey, accusing her of restricting communication with loved ones and limiting her interactions to caretakers administering medication. Meanwhile, Wendy's niece Alex disputes the dementia claims, encouraging fans to support Wendy by trending Free Wendy. However, Kaplan urged fans not to be misled by Wendy's occasional enthusiasm, emphasizing the seriousness of her condition. Morrissey, due to a court order, cannot comment on the situation.
Wendy Williams is currently trapped in a conservatorship. If you don't know what a conservatorship is, it's when someone is in charge of making decisions on your behalf, but usually because the conservatee is not able to make decisions for themselves. Wendy can make her own decisions. She is not cognitively impaired. She is not incapacitated. She is being taken advantage of.
Right.
Wendy, tell us what's going on.
First of all, to start with, my niece Alex knows a lot as well, you know, but I am not cognitively impaired. You know what I'm saying? No, but I feel like I am in prison. You understand what I'm saying? I'm in New York City, right? And Alex, you know exactly what you're talking about. You flew from Miami to New York and you were right here with me. Go ahead.
She's there in New York in this place, essentially like what some would call a luxury prison. This is her room. That's literally her apartment. But the thing about this apartment, and you know this, not Wendy, because you're there. It's small. She has a bed, a chair, a TV, a bathroom, and she's looking out one window.
And excuse me.
Wendy Williams is currently trapped in a conservatorship. If you don't know what a conservatorship,
hold up. There are more clips that I have. Let's see.
Wendy Williams is currently.
Wait, where's the other ones? No, did I not? Okay, hold up. Let me slide back up, child. Diddy done. I don't think there are any more clips. Okay.
I mean, the one.
I didn't listen to this one. I do want to say the Breakfast Club interview. I'm glad that Charlamagne is finally doing something to help Wendy. And I'm saying finally, but I just mean this conservatorship shit has been going on for a long time. And if all it took was for somebody to publicize Free Wendy and to put it on the radio, it could have been done a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? I am going to say this before I continue on with this. We were talking about this, and Jamie mentioned that Kelvin, the ex-husband, who we know is trying to get money from Wendy so he can take care of his life and his baby mama and his child that he left her for. But ultimately, he's only helping Wendy so that he can get his money. And he's trying to help her get off of this conservatorship. And I just feel like it's your fault that she's on it. That's the least you can do. It's your fault that she's on it. It's the least you can do. I feel like the way he handled her, the way he used her, I think it did leave her open to this type of mismanagement. I also, on some level, you know, I know this is not a popular opinion, but on some level, I blame Wendy on some level, not because she has dementia, but because I feel like there's a level of carelessness that she had about her life. After he left, I think she was drinking a lot. I think she went into a depression. And it gives to me, because I don't have this man anymore, I've just kind of fucked up my life. And I hate that for her. I hate that for her. And it's crazy to me because you would think a woman as rich and who has, you know, as much access as she has, this would not just happen to her, where they can just take her money. And I feel like I don't care if she has dementia. I don't care if something's wrong with her cognitive issue, whatever. The money should be given to her family, not to some random woman who only has that job because some judge was taking kickbacks in order to give people these positions over rich older people who are incapacitated. Y'all take them people money, y'all use it up, y'all steal from them. Like, they were acting like Wendy didn't have any money at all, but Wendy says a lot of the stuff that's being paid for is being paid for out of her money. She just doesn't have access to it. And there seem to be no checks and balances but Sabrina. Like, who do we need to be appealing to? Who do we need to be talking to? Who put this in order? What judge? Because their head, somebody needs to go over their head. Whoever the judge is, we need to go over whatever your superior, we need to go to the superior judge over whoever her judge is. And somebody with money and access and influence needs to do something. Because this is just fucked up to me. And I feel like even with Britney Spears, people keep comparing it. Britney seems to be doing fine over there. I know y'all think she look crazy, but think about it. What else is she supposed to do besides dance in her living room all day? That's how she got here. Britney Spears was dancing in her living room as a child and becomes a performer. Now what is she doing? Dancing around her goddamn living room, doing the same thing she was always doing. She just was doing it on stages and y'all was enjoying it then. But now that she doing it in her living room on TikTok, looking a little flicked, y'all want to tell a lady, you know, oh, she too crazy to not have access to her own money. Shit. That's wild to me. That's wild to me. And I really want this to be rectified. You know what I'm saying? I want this shit to be fixed because this is not cool that you could just take people's hard-earned money from them. And it does remind me of all the times in American history that Black people have amassed wealth, and somebody who calls themselves a city official or a judge of Caucasian descent decides to come in and take the people's money, take the people's land. It's very, very problematic to me. And I'm sure this happens to people that aren't just Black, but specifically in Wendy's situation, it does give a tinge of something that, you know, reminds me of how y'all do Black people that amass wealth. Find a way to come and take it from them. Find a way. So yeah, let's listen to what she said when she was on Jason Lee.
One thing that I know for sure is that you loved two things. You loved your show and your audience, and you loved your son. And to me, the way that you disappeared, there's no way in heaven or hell you would have left your son that way. And when I called him to ask him how you were, he was terrified to even have a conversation with me. So it gave me this perception that you were almost being held by terrorists. When you talk to Sabrina Morrissey about getting out, what does she say?
Sabrina Morrissey says anything to keep me here because Sabrina's making money from me, you know, and she told me that there's no money. And that's a lie. You're not going to be with somebody for 3 years and not make money from me, especially the several million that I know that she has holding me hostage. Like my money, like I have like $15. And that's all I've had for 3 years. You understand what I'm saying?
In terms of in her wallet right now, physically on her, Jason is what she's saying. Yeah.
Excuse me, in my Goyard wallet. Like, labels are important, darling. But literally, and all of my stuff is in storage. I sold my apartment, which I wanted to do that too, sell my apartment and live in Miami and be with my family and relax in Miami. And yes, I would like to work again in Miami, but simple work, and that would be something where I could even ask Alex, what do you think about, if I do this? And I only want to do it like once a week, or you know what I'm saying? I got my son a car for his graduation from college, and it had to be approved by my guardian person. It's like my money is my money. You know what I'm saying? If I want to get my son, any car in the world, I've got the funds, and it's for my son.
I mean, the one thing that I know for sure is that you loved two things. You love.
So yeah, I saw somebody say in the comments, yes, they did take her cats. Said they got her in a little pillbox apartment, a studio, then took her money. Said that there's a lawsuit with the documentary. So it's a lot of stuff going on, and it's a lot of stuff that obviously feels like it should be illegal, or that it's some type of misappropriation, or it's some type of miscarriage of justice going on in this Wendy Williams situation. And it doesn't matter how many times we talk about it, my feelings are always still very much the same. It bothers me. I reposted it to my community page, but there is I think a GoFundMe and also a petition, and I signed the petition. Because if we can help, then let's help. I don't feel like Wendy is so out of pocket that she won't be able to take care of herself. And I would much rather her niece, her own family, be there and take care of her than this strange woman who has been appointed by this judge, who probably only appointed her because she was paid to do so, or some other, for profit, not for what's the good of the people type of situation. I don't like it, and I want it to be fixed. Jesus. Okay. Now let's move on, y'all. Let's listen to this clip from Tyler LaPlay. I want to hear what he said.
Now, Tyler, I seen you recently got engaged. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Let all these ladies down, Tyler. They took the posters off the wall. Unfollowed you on Instagram.
I was reading your comments when you did it, and there were some people saying it's about time. It's about time. I was like, let my man cook. Let him do what he wants.
Come on, let him cook, man. When it comes to any relationships, whether we're talking about my fiance Miracle now, or we talking about my sisters right here, it behooves us to really just take our time with it. You know what I'm saying? Figure out a place where we can get in where it's a true both feet in, give and take relationship where we're really bringing something to the table and able to take something away from it. You know what I'm saying? That takes time. We live in this microwave society where everything's supposed to be overnight, and social media makes it harder, makes it more difficult. You're not able to grow at your own pace. You got to suffer your wins and your losses sometimes, well, all the time in front of everybody, so it makes it a little bit more, when things are under a magnifying glass, excuse me, I just slow it down, make sure everything is real, look on the ground, we locked in the ground. All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like just taking your time with anything can allow it to, just develop in the right way. But then, like I was just joking around with them yesterday, we get to 3.5 years, start looking at the watch a little bit, you know what I mean? So it's like, I definitely felt that, but it was, what was most difficult for me is the fact that, I knew I wanted to marry Miracle the day I laid eyes on her. You know what I'm saying? But, that's a little crazy. It's crazy to do something like that, next day.
Now, Tyler, I seen you recently got engaged. Congratulations.
It was funny how he talked so much, and then finally at the end said that he wanted to marry her when he first met her, except for the fact that you impregnated her first, and then she had to get online and express her distress of you not proposing yet, and then you propose and y'all are still engaged. And I know I'm not a person that feels like everybody needs to get married. I don't feel like everybody needs to get married. I think that marriage is for who it's for. I don't feel like women should muscle and try to strong arm men into marriages. I think that nobody should be getting married in their 20s for the most part, especially their early 20s. Once you get past 25, live your life. But prior to your brain actually fully forming, I think you should just be out here, you know, dating, having a good time, protecting yourself, experiencing, understanding what you like, what you don't like, understanding mind games, understanding how you can be used in relationships so that you pick a partner that is not going to do those same things to you. Sometimes you need to go through these bad relationships with people so that you can understand what to look out for. Like you have to have some type of reference point. If not, you don't know if somebody is gaming you in a relationship. It's very important to be, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, if for the people who know, if he felt that way, then it would have happened quicker if he really felt that way. So to me, it's like you're lying. And I think you're letting her and you're also letting the world kind of punk you into this situation that you really don't want to be in. And I don't think he should have. And I also feel like it's about having an honest conversation. But to me, what I find is that often the way men move with women is I have to lie to her in some respect to get what I want from her. So if lying to her about wanting to get married is going to keep her from leaving, then that's what I'll do. You know, if lying to her and telling her that I'm going to be the man of her dreams, you know, just so I can fuck her and duck her, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, that's a thing that people do. So I just kind of feel like people should enjoy their relationships, not rush to put labels on them. I know people love to feel like marriage is a graduation of the relationship. And on some level, I do agree with that because I think the level of commitment is higher than just being in a relationship. But I also feel like the shit that actually matters, it's not exclusive to marriage. The things that actually matter are not exclusive to marriage. I'm just saying. Okay. But that was some bullshit he said. Be safe, Miracle. Be safe. Okay, so Busta Bus. Busta Rhymes faces assault charges after alleged altercation with assistant. Now, y'all know last year, if y'all following BondyBlue Bites, I just posted a little clip from a live I did last year where we were talking about him getting into it with somebody at the Detroit airport. So obviously, this hit make a nigga want to jump. He don't know how to stay calm in these situations. Let's read. Busta Rhymes is facing misdemeanor assault, attempted assault, and harassment charges following a reported altercation with his assistant, Dashiell Gables, in Brooklyn on January 10th. According to law enforcement, the dispute began in the lobby of Gables' Dumbo condo building over him using his phone during work hours. The argument allegedly escalated when Busta struck Gables multiple times in the face. After the incident, Busta reportedly fled while Gables called 911. Emergency responders transported Gables to a hospital. Though the severity of his injuries remain unclear, on January 16th, yesterday, Busta turned himself into the NYPD and received a desk appearance ticket, which requires him to appear in court to address the charges. Busta's representatives have not commented on the incident. Fans and legal observers await further developments as the case unfolds. Okay. I can y'all, I just want to look him up. First of all, that's wild for you to feel like you can just put your hands on somebody because they're not doing their job the way you want them to. Something is really wrong with a lot of people. Like that's wild for you to think that's okay to put your hands on that man. Mm. 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 That's his assistant, huh? I want to make sure. Let's see. I'm gonna put Busta Rhymes in. Hold on. Oh, okay. I don't know if that's him, so I don't want to put the picture up because I'm not exactly sure if that's him, but I believe that's him. Okay, so older black man, I believe. Look like an older black man, like somebody that's probably the same age as Busta. What I'm seeing online is his photos online. Yeah, it look like all look like the same man. Okay. Yeah, older black man. Busta, you just punching elderly black men? You just knocking elderly black men out for using their cell phone? How you know they wasn't doing business? How you gonna be striking people multiple times in the face in a lobby? Like that's wild. That's wild to me. Like Busta must be on something. Like what's going on? Okay. Okay, I'm glad you said it. I'm glad you said it. I went to look at a picture of the man because I wanted to see if the man looked like he might be doing the bending. We've heard things about Busta Rhymes, okay? We've heard things about Busta Rhymes and how he may get down in private. Everybody forgets that Busta was always like out the box, not necessarily a conformist when it comes to being a rap star and being a musician and his whole image. He's never been the status quo, if you will. So I feel like, sometimes you have to go back and look at things and be real with yourself, right? And I feel like when we go back and look at Busta from like the 90s, Busta would sometimes give I go both ways. It would sometimes give I go both ways. That's what it would give. The looks, the style. Like it would sometimes give that. So I just feel like, are you really punching someone because they're on their cell phone, or is there something else going on here? I don't know. I don't want to speculate. I don't want to insinuate. I don't know. But I do have questions. Okay. I'm just saying, we've had other examples of how you don't know who people be fucking. You're not in their life like that. Chill out. You just assume people straight because that's what y'all want people to be. You've been thinking about fucking Busta ever since he was in that video with Janet Jackson. Calm down. But yeah, they say he punched that man in the face several times, and that was his assistant. We're gonna see how that all go down. Speaking of punching people in the face, Method Man. Y'all, they was all over the social media streets telling us that Method Man had beat up some dude who used to go with his daughter 10 years ago. But then they came out and said that it was not true. I spoke to a rep for Method Man on current reports that he allegedly assaulted a man. His rep tells me representatives for Method Man can confirm that he was not arrested, and he denies the allegations as reported. Okay, so Method Man is saying, no, it wasn't me. No, I didn't do it. But let me read y'all the original report. According to reports, the 53-year-old, real name Clifford Smith, was involved in an assault at a Crunch Fitness gym on Staten Island. Allegedly, he punched a 28-year-old man in the face 7 times with a closed fist. They know to get them punches in, boy. Them old niggas know how to get them punches in. I ain't about to let up off your ass because you might jump up and beat mine. All right, child, I doubt it, but I'm just saying. However, a source... wait, hold up. At the time of this post, it's unclear what started the reported altercation. However, a source said that the man dated Method Man's daughter, Cheyenne Smith, more than a decade ago. Witnesses said that despite sharing he felt pain and dizziness, the man refused medical attention at the scene. Reportedly, Method Man was not arrested, but a complaint report was filed with the NYPD. Who filed the report? Who filed the report? Was it the man? Who filed the report? Sound like the man wanted to just get away. I don't know. Everybody's saying he innocent. He said he didn't do it. Okay. Method Man then came out and said it's all lies. It's all lies. I don't know. That's way too much fucking detail. Let me tell y'all something. That's way too much detail for me just to go along with the idea that this was all just a lie. people make shit up every day, B. So please don't misunderstand me. I'm willing to believe that this is all a lie and that this didn't really happen. And that Method Man is in way more control of himself than that these days. But then again, I'm also open to believe that we don't want him to get in trouble. Okay, especially if this little niglet did something he wasn't supposed to do to that man's daughter, or said something disrespectful, or did something disrespectful, because you little nigglets are disrespectful these days, and y'all think these girls ain't got no daddies that'll beat your ass. So yeah, that's a lot of like 7 whole punches to the face at the gym. That can't be a lie. Like people was at the gym that day, right? It's a public place. Like that's wild. We gonna have to see how the cookie crumbles on this situation. But I'm kind of believing Method Man might just be protecting his image because this feel like a lie. Y'all, I'm sorry. I love me some Method Man, but did this feel like a lie, sir? How does that 7 times? Who's making this shit up? Who's making this shit up? Oh yeah, Method Man has been known to be violent. Like I always thought, even the way he went at Wendy Williams was too much. Like he reported on your wife having cancer. I understand that that's a sensitive thing, but okay, like what does that mean? Like why is that a bad thing? Like most people would just send their thoughts and their prayers. Like what the fuck? Like, I don't know. I feel like people be tripping out. Yeah, back in the day when Method Man wife had I think breast cancer back in the day, Wendy Williams reported on that shit. And Method Man called and was cursing her out and calling her every raggedy, dirty, dusty bitch he could think of. Let me see if I can find that shit. Lord, let me see if I can find it. Okay, because I gotta go get my groceries from downstairs. And I could definitely play that for y'all as I go. Go get these groceries, girl. Okay. Hold up. I'm about to put it on the screen. And then I'm gonna run out right quick. I'll be right back, y'all.
Hey, man, on the going home to the kids or whatnot. I mean, I know I think your wife was going through a situation just recently, man. How did that resolve itself? Everything all right now?
I'd like to know how you found out.
MTV.
What did they say?
They said that you were going through something with your wife. Like I think she was sick or something like that, right?
Yeah, she was sick.
Is she all right now?
I'd like to thank Wendy Williams for bringing that to the masses because she didn't have to go on the radio and say that shit. I like to keep stuff like that private, but yeah, she was sick.
But everything's all right now. All right.
Better than what it was.
Well, then that's what's up.
Definitely better than what it was.
That's what's up, man. I know a lot of us go through it. You know what I mean?
I be feeling like, yo, that ain't nobody fucking business right there, though. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel about it and shit. That's her business. She didn't want anybody to know about it. You know what I'm saying? And I respected her wishes right there. So for the media to bring that and put that shit out there like that, I think that shit is mad tacky and disrespectful.
Yeah, well, we won't even run that, man. So don't even worry.
No, y'all can run that. I want that to be ran. I'm talking about as far as the way it was done in the beginning, because she's past all that now. But when it was going on and all that, and people, it was done by. I'm gonna give you. Wendy Williams did it. All right, her. She's the one that did it. You can attack me any way you want to. I'm in the entertainment business, but you don't attack my family, man. My wife ain't had nothing to do with that, man. Had all nothing to do with that. You did not have to do that. Her family members didn't even know she was sick. We still live in our same community where we used to live at. The people that lived around us didn't know she was sick till you said that shit. Everybody looking at her, staring at her. You know how uncomfortable that makes somebody feel, especially somebody that's going through chemo? Stupid ass bitch. Bad enough she didn't have her hair on her head. You think she wants people staring at her, pointing at her, talking about how sick she is? Nobody knew anything until Wendy Williams said that shit.
Yeah, she hasn't won a lot of fans, man.
She doesn't have any fans, and the people that listen to her just as fucking dumb, because the bitch is an idiot, man. She's a fucking idiot, man. It's like she can say whatever she want to say about me. I never call up there for shit. She can say whatever she want to say. But you don't attack my fucking family, man. You gotta be out your fucking mind, lady. For real, you gotta be out your motherfucking mind, man. I ain't no regular okie doke nigga, man. I ain't no insane Justin Timberlake ass nigga, man. Come from Park Hill, Staten Island, Park Hill, nigga. You been on my block. You know where I'm from. You been on my block. These fucking little niggas around there. Think I don't know, snip and blow, sucking these niggas off and shit. I know. However you want to do it, Wendy. But me,
I'm not gonna do it verbally. I'm not gonna come on your little show and try and bark on you and shit like that. Nah, man, I'm a street nigga. You'll see me.
Sorry, y'all, I was muted. So I see a lot of y'all in the comments are agreeing with the way Method Man is handling this situation, even though he is a man talking to a woman. Uh-huh. 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 To me, I think it's wild for you to be so mad about her disclosing the cancer and all of that. Really, you seem like you mad that it's coming out while your wife is going through that you was cheating on her. But I'm gonna just say, like, he has every right to feel away. Like, people can be upset, people cannot fuck with you, but I think when you take it to a certain level as a man with a woman, when she has not physically harmed you, and part of this is your fault, because if you weren't out there giving your meat to the girls while your wife was going through this, then we wouldn't have this issue. But because that's what you're doing and you're a famous person, it's gonna get out there. And that's unfortunate, that this comes out, because in real life, people should be able to have their fuck ups in private, or more so have their fuck ups happen without it being put on a public stage for thousands of people to have as fodder, especially if it's not something you brought to the table yourself. So I agree. I agree that this is distasteful and that this is fucked up and that it's okay for you to feel that way. But the way he's talking and the way he is, the aggression and the threats and all of that of harming this woman over words, when it's your dick that actually did the wrong thing. Yeah, that's not cool. And I don't feel like that's good. Yeah, I think his wife hair did fall out. It's just that a lot of people weren't into their business like that back then. Back then, people wasn't into like Method Man's personal life like that. I almost feel like a lot of people didn't even know that Method Man was married for a long time. I think we knew when that shit came out, but like for a long time, I don't think people knew. Oh no, I don't think that's what happened. No, I don't think that Wendy put that out there because he rejected her. That's not why. Like, yes, I think people can be very vindictive, but that's not why. That's her business. That's what she do. And to me, that's a story, bitch. Like, that's a story. Y'all can say what y'all want to say, but y'all gonna click on the live to hear about how a very famous fine ass rapper was cheating on his wife while she was sick. Y'all know y'all want to hear about that. Stop playing. Stop bullshitting with yourself. Okay? That's too much aggression. That's too much aggression. That's way too much energy. I feel like you could say what you gotta say, get your point across, be like, I don't fuck with that beat, da. But to me, I feel like as a man, when a man is actually respectful for real, he don't handle situations like that, like he did. I'm a real street nigga. You gonna see me. Okay. And I understand the anger. But because at the end of the day, you don't want your wife to be going through any unnecessary pain. But it seems to me like you put her through the unnecessary pain in the first place. You just want to be mad at somebody else for telling the truth about what was going on. But you did the thing. And I always tell y'all, I'm not in the business. And it's just as a person, I'm not about to be mad at the truth more than I am. Or I'm not about to be mad at the person more than I am mad about the truth of what they said. Like, a lot of y'all be so mad about the messenger. Y'all hate the messenger. You missed the whole message. Like, okay. But yeah, this Kimmy, anyone, it definitely was ringing a bell for me. But yeah, y'all, Method Man might be out there putting his hands on people. I don't know. I don't know. I hope not. I don't want him to get in no trouble. Y'all know I love me some Method Man. You could be disrespectful in the 90s. I would hope that as a 50-something-year-old man, you would have matured and changed. I would hope. Anyway, let's move on, y'all. So we were talking about Phaedra and Married to Medicine, and where Dr. Heavenly got up there and said that the check was, I'm gonna let her say it.
$51,000. Y'all go see if y'all get it. But the problem that I have with anything as a professional, this is what I got a problem with, like, right? Y'all wrote this man a check for $100,000, and this check ain't good today. The check ain't good. Now, y'all gonna see a whole lot of slipping and sliding about this money. I ain't going past the episode. But give that man the Cure for Moms his $100,000. Okay, today, when y'all say, let's get a man his money.
Okay. And so then Phaedra showed here is a check. Okay, it is a donation. Where is it? For $35,000. And apparently, even though they said they only made 53, they actually made a little bit more than that. So Phaedra paid the difference. And that's the check that she gave. Phaedra Inc. Dr. Heavenly said it was a month later. The $100K check she wrote was not good that night. Keep watching. I'm happy a great cause finally got paid. Kudos to her for paying. Okay. And so then, Phaedra is now about to skate on over to Real Housewives of Atlanta. And she's gonna have her issues with her there. Okay, so yeah, the check is posted. We see it, girl. We see it. What's the date on the check? I was looking for. I was trying to find a date on the check. July 7th, 2024. Okay. And I thought so too. Shouldn't it be paid to Cure for Moms? And I guess not. I guess the check that was given is paid to Jackie, and then Jackie would then give the money to Cure for Moms. That's what I'm supposing. Either way, it does not change the fact that I think it's not going to change the fact that I think both of these people are slightly sketch. And they both look like they're constantly smelling their upper lip. That's what I see.
Well, everyone's dying on the traders, but your Housewives career is more alive than ever. You came to save the latest season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I know that Danny and I, for when we're on the edge of our seats, we absolutely cannot wait for that. When you think and reflect back on this past season of Atlanta and tying in the Silk partnership, who was the biggest serial liar this season on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, in your opinion?
It would have to be Drew Sidora.
Okay, ooh. So it seems as though Portia, the frick to your frack, holds that same opinion. What can you tell us about the way Drew moved through this season? Why do you think that maybe she chose to be untruthful?
Well, I mean, I'd never worked with Drew. I know her husband fairly well, but I'd never had the pleasure of working with her. And I don't know if it was pleasurable at all. However, she was.
Well, everyone's dying on the traders.
She filmed for 2 days, child. Don't make me call Candy. Oh, no. Heavenly was referring to the display check. That's what I understood. I understood the display check was not something that could be cashed because the money was not there. Also, Phaedra's friend who pretended to purchase her for television did not actually give $4,000. And it just goes to show that she will present a certain way. And I think she has money, but I don't think she has it the way she says she has it. And that's just on T. That's just how I feel about it. She's a scammer. She's always been kind of low-key a scammer to me. And I'm just like about her person, who she is, how she acts, the values that she perpetuated at one point versus, we all change, we all grow, we all, evolve over time. But it's just something about Phaedra always wanting to be on a reality show, but never being forthcoming about what she's supposed to be talking about on a reality show that makes me not trust her and makes me feel like whenever she appears on a show, it's giving scam. Because you thinking you about to get a storyline, you're going to get some life here. And really, you getting some rewritten pre-written reads in the confessional, and some facials in the, you know, in the scenes that make you laugh, a little jiggle of the ass. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Check the date. It was months after I did. It was July. I don't know when the event was, but either way, you took too long to get them people their money if that check wasn't good that night and we watched you write a check. Like, we watched you write a check. So to me, it really should have been the check that you wrote that night should have went through and been cashed, and then they should have paid you back whatever extra that they made. They should have just paid you back that money. That's what should have happened. So the fact that that didn't happen, it still gives fraudulent. Now, that could be fraudulent for the sake of production value, for the sake of a storyline, because what else is Phaedra giving besides being two-faced? And I don't really give a fuck. It's a reality show. But, you know, and one, you know, moment you sit here with the old Golden Girl cliques, you know, and you cool, and then you go over there to the other girls and you talk shit about the Golden Girl clique. And I just kind of feel like, are you going to say that to Heavenly's face, though? Are you going to say that in scene? That's all. That's all. And I'm just saying, don't be phony. Don't be phony. You say shit behind people's back, say it to their face. This is what we're paying you for. Have the confrontation, girl. But Drew is a liar. Drew is still a liar, though, girl. I'm sorry, Drew. You love to lie. It's what you're known to do. It's what you're known to do. We hate that for you, but that's the life you decided to live. So, y'all, Tamar Braxton apparently is having a sit down on a public podcast-like platform with her niece, Ashley Braxton. And y'all know Ashley was down to the TikTok last year telling all of the family business about how she, you know, got some dick pics from a family member's husband, and that family member's husband, you know, was being inappropriate when she was underage. And a family member, the aunt, whoever it was, a lot of us think it was Trina and Gabe. We think that's who it was, but we don't know. It's alleged. We think that apparently Trina was cool at first and blaming Gabe back then, but then fast forward to now, it's Ashley's fault. So I don't know, but they're going to be talking about it. Let's hear.
Grammy award-winning gospel singer was booked in the Greenville County Detention Center for public intoxication. Greenville police say Leandra Johnson was charged.
Are we talking to Leandra too? Okay.
Container on a public street yesterday.
Child, I think people have finally figured out who Ashley Braxton was talking about when she said that her aunt's partner made inappropriate moves on her when she was just 16.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Tamar Braxton, and I'm here to cordially invite you to Life, Love, and Beyond.
So y'all did all of that on the front end just to kind of put that little cell phone video of her at the end? Bitch. Oh, Lord. Okay, hold up, y'all, because I want to see if I can pull up something else that one of my people sent me in my DMs. But let me tell you something. This gives Tamar wants the opportunity to show y'all that Tawanda and the rest of them ain't shit. Because for years, y'all thought it was just her. Y'all thought she was the only one tripping, wilding, doing the most. But really, it's always been all of them. It's always been all of them. Okay?
It's been a really long journey. And it's been a really long journey of not having people behind me. It's been a long journey of people not believing me. It's been a long journey of what do I even say? How do I say it? It's been such a long journey. My mom abandoned my sister and I.
What is this music in the background? What the fuck is going on? Why are you so dramatic? This is what we talking about.
When we were young, I was like 6, and she had a whole nother family. She took her name off of our birth certificate, and she had a whole nother family, and
I do not recall Tamar saying she was SA'd by people in her family, but I would believe it. I would definitely believe it. She was the youngest. All her older sisters had left. She was still in the house with her mom. Her mom is trying to be in the church and all of that type of shit. Yeah, it definitely gives open to be. And in the way she acts now, that's what I would derive from her personality today.
Didn't want us to exist. Some of you have asked, like, who in my family have I spoken to? And I've spoken to some of my family since this happened, and that was really awesome. And I appreciate them and love them a lot. And the others I haven't, and that's totally fine. I got a message yesterday from my father, and he said to zip it up tight, don't speak, girl, and that he lawyered up.
Not he lawyered up. Now he lawyered up. Girl, now he lawyered up. Your dad lawyered up on you, girl? Wow. Wow, New York. That's what we do. That's what we do. We lawyer up on our kids. Well, I can't wait to see what the podcast is going to give because they have a lot of dramatic music as if it's going to be giving what it's supposed to give, girl. They got a lot of dramatic music like it's really supposed to be giving something real, outrageous, audacious, ostentatious. You know what I'm saying? Like just giving a lot of vocabulary, girl. All right. So let's go on down to the Joseph Baldoni of it all. Girl, listen. I know I be predicting shit like That's So Raven sometimes. And a lot of times, y'all, I be on it. But sometimes I'm wrong. I'm wrong sometimes, y'all. I hate it. I hate it. Where's the boo? Because I hate that shit, bro. I hate being wrong. Boo. But I don't like for emotions to have power over me like that. So I release that shit. I'm not perfect. I'm not infallible. I make mistakes. Okay? And every now and again, I might get it wrong, baby. That's okay. Because I still get it right way more than I get it wrong. But with the Justin Baldoni situation, y'all, I'm open to either side of this situation. Okay? I am open to either side of this very precarious, messy, multi-million-dollar lawsuit ass drama. I don't know which way I might fling a flang, but I'm gonna tell you off rip, I do like Ryan Reynolds. I do. I think he's hilarious. I honestly think him making fun of Justin Baldoni with the ponytail and all of that, I think that shit's hilarious. I think that a man that would consider that bullying is low-key a punk. He a punk. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking about like a gay punk. I'm just talking about like you're too sensitive to be a grown-ass man. Like if you can't take being made fun of in a movie. Like it was a joke, bro. You know what I mean? Like to me. And now it's going to this very serious place to where you're being sued for $400 million over a skit making fun of somebody in a movie. You know what I'm saying? It's no different than when they make fun of people on SNL to me. Like I just didn't think it was that deep. So this makes me feel like something is wrong with Justin Baldoni. I'm also not getting away from my original sentiments around him and his relationship with the PR lady who was a part of the original PR company and how they stole that lady's clients. And, how there were messages back and forth between them that highlighted creating this smear campaign on Blake. And I feel like when it came to this movie, I saw way more shit negative about Blake off rip than I did, after the fact. Like it just kind of seemed at the beginning that always she was being made to look bad over these very slight things. Like it just didn't seem that deep. Somebody can be bitchy. Somebody could not like doing interviews on their movies. Somebody can be awkward. You don't know what's going on between them and the reporter. You don't know how they feel about the questions the reporter is asking them. Like, I feel like y'all would have ate Whitney up. Those same memes that y'all use to, kind of rejoice in Whitney being herself in some of those interviews that they were asking her stupid ass questions, or this is her 15th interview for the damn day and she don't even want to do it and she don't like the interviewer. So she got this I don't give a fuck energy in the interview. Like it to me, I just feel like sometimes it's not as cut and dry as people make it out to seem. So I'm always willing to look at several different aspects of the situation. Now, listen, I didn't see him on Law and Order. I saw him on Jane the Virgin. And I just also feel like I didn't really see anybody come out and speak on his behalf from previous projects the way I have seen people come out and, support Blake Lively. People hate women, so it's easy to manipulate. It is. It very much is. And he's a good-looking man. I think so. So I feel like it kind of the position that he was in, I feel like he was still in a position over Blake. I understand that Blake's husband is Ryan Reynolds, but that's not Blake Lively. They're connected, but people have been known in Hollywood to mishandle women, even when their husbands are powerful people. Like, still mishandle them if they're in a power position over the woman. And he was the director. So that definitely put him in a power position over Blake when it came to that movie and kissing scenes that were too long and inappropriate things being said to her. and you know, videos on his phone, like all of those things. So I just kind of feel like at the end of the day, it's a lot to this situation, and I'm not really willing to be pulled on either front. But I did feel like it was a manipulation the way people were talking about Blake being a bitch for some of these interview clips that I've seen, where that wasn't translating to me in the way that I felt like people were saying it on TikTok and shit. But anyway, Blake Lively is getting sued. Justin Baldoni is taking legal action against her and her husband and her publicist Leslie Sloan over an alleged smear campaign tied to their film It Ends With Us. The fact that he's copycatting what she put in her claims also is a red flag to me, but okay, you know. In a lawsuit filed Thursday in New York federal court, Baldoni accuses Lively, Reynolds, and Sloan of defamation, extortion, breach of contract, and other claims, seeking $400 million in damages. The legal drama stems from allegations that Lively, after refusing to return to production following the SAG-AFTRA strike, leveraged a list of demands to gain control of the film, secure producer credit, and sideline Baldoni from marketing efforts. When her promotional strategies reportedly backfired, Baldoni claims Lively directed her team to spread false stories, branding him a sexual predator. As for Reynolds, Baldoni claims he heard that at the 2024 Deadpool and Wolverine premiere, Reynolds told WME representatives that Baldoni was a sexual predator. Baldoni was later dropped from the agency. However, WME denies being pressured to do so. This lawsuit follows Lively's legal action against Baldoni and his PR team, accusing them of plotting to damage her reputation in retaliation for speaking out about alleged sexual misconduct on the It Ends With Us set. On the same day Lively filed her suit, Baldoni initiated his own against the New York Times, claiming the publication worked with Lively's PR team to promote a biased narrative while disregarding evidence that countered her claims. So I don't know how all of this is going to play out. I am willing to believe both sides, but because of the way I read the viewpoint of the other PR agent, I'm the other publicist, I'm just kind of more inclined to believe that he started it. Like she had complaints during the filming of the movie, and then he turns around to make her look bad after. Because to me, why would she be trying to thwart efforts for this movie to be successful? Like, why would you sign on to do a movie so that you could wait, hold on. What did he say? Sideline Baldoni from marketing efforts. For what? Why would I want to sideline you from marketing a movie that I'm in? Like, I don't know. Blake was never supposed to be co-producer. Ryan made that happen. No, apparently her negotiating made that happen. Either way, why shouldn't she be a producer on the movie? I feel like y'all don't have enough evidence of this. I feel like y'all don't have enough evidence of that. Y'all have cut up clips from interviews and the story from this very handsome Latino lover looking ass man. And I feel like it's not enough evidence. I also feel like it's not enough evidence to say that he did all of these things. Like, obviously there's some type of bullying going on. Okay. And I do feel like Ryan Reynolds has more power in Hollywood to make certain things happen, but why shouldn't he? Why shouldn't Blake Lively, who would be a draw to this film, more so than Justin Baldoni, why would she not receive co-producer credit on the movie if that's what she wanted? I have read both lawsuits. I have read information from both lawsuits. I know that he has text messages that seem to have been edited for on her go round. Okay, like I understand, but I'm sorry. I'm still not about how did she co-produce a story that was it's co-producing the movie. It's producing the movie. People are giving vanity producer credits all the time, y'all. Like, he bought the rights to the movie. It doesn't mean that there aren't other producers on the film. And again, production in film is about money and about bringing like money to the movie. That's what producing is a lot of the times. So in movies, that is. So for me, I feel like she's a pull to this movie. It would make sense for her as a woman in Hollywood with her level of, of career, that she would want to be a co-producer in this movie, especially if it was going to be a franchise, if they were going to do another one after this, because there are 2 books. I definitely feel like multiple things could be true, and I don't feel like it's clear cut, but I feel like some of the reasons why y'all feel like, that doesn't make her bad because she wanted a producer credit on the movie. Right. I've watched a few TikTok attorneys read the lawsuit. Blake and Ryan are doing this all in hopes to get the rights to the book. Okay. I don't know how accusing somebody of harassment is going to force them to give you the rights to a book. But I guess so. I don't know. I guess we'll see. I guess we'll have to see. But I feel like Ryan is only helping. I know Justin. I know, baby. I know Justin bought the rights to the book from the author. I know. Or you mean Ryan Reynolds bought the rights to the book? Because I don't know how he would have to sell them if Justin Baldoni owns them. Like, I don't know. I don't know what anybody's talking about in the comments. I need to start reading comments. Okay, because y'all confusing me. Right. Like, what's the point of getting rights to the book if the movie has already been made? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. I know that TikTok lawyers are smart, and they probably know much better than I do. I'm not a lawyer. I don't pretend to be. But it's something about that kind of feels like, huh? I don't know. She didn't give him, he bought them. Please be very clear. Don't say she gave him as if, oh, I like him so much, because the author came out and spoke on behalf of Blake Lively. Okay. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know these people either, baby. I don't know these people. I don't really, I'm getting to the point where I don't even care. This is rich people problems. I'm just saying I am not running to believe either story, because there are reasons to believe that Blake and Ryan could be trying to, strong arm Justin. And there are, things that make me believe that Justin might be a fucking creep. The fuck? The movie was good. I'm gonna tell you why the movie was good. It could have been better. The movie could have been better, but it was good from the standpoint of showing you how abuse can be evasive, and how a lot of times, I don't know about a lot, but I've seen several instances where men do things that seem like accidents and they're on purpose, and they're abuse. Like, I've heard on TikTok, there was like a whole thread of about a woman who boyfriend would just keep doing little accidental things, like accidentally pushing her down, like what that happened in this movie, accidentally pushing her down some stairs, or putting all his weight on her, accidentally hitting her, or leaving doors, and it would leaving doors to hit her, shit like that. And it would make it seem as if it was somebody being like just careless, or somebody that was being clumsy, but it was actually abuse. So the book and the movie specifically did a really good job with showcasing how at the beginning she wasn't very clear that it was abuse that was happening. And it kind of took a few times of him doing shit in order for her to realize that she was in this pattern. Okay. So yeah. I didn't know there were 3 books. I only thought there were 2. But I'm about to read the second one, because I've already read the first one and it was good. But I do agree with some people. I don't think it glorifies abuse, but I think whenever you convince people that, or you tell it, not even convince, when you tell people a story about abuse where somebody attempts to R someone and make it seem like they can eventually get past that and be a better person, I think that's a dangerous mindset to put in abused women's minds. Abused people are always looking for reasons to excuse their abuse, right? They're always looking for reasons to explain it away and make it okay. That's just a natural part of being an abuse victim. It's trying to make sense of why the person who loves you or who you love will harm you, right? So when you're trying to rationalize that, I don't think you need the thought rolling around in your head that they may get better after they've attempted to assault you. You feel me? And in this book, the author writes about this experience being her mom's experience, but the character in the book, Lily Bloom's mom, was basically argued by her dad in front of her. Like they were fighting, he was drunk. He's accusing her of flirting. You want to flirt with somebody, and he starts pulling down her underwear and forcing himself on her. And Lily, who is a teenager, comes into the room and is about to kill him, but her boyfriend, homeless at the time, who was secretly staying at their house, stops her from killing him. Or stabbing him at least. So then she goes into adulthood and gets into this relationship with Justin Baldoni's character, Ryle. And Ryle basically does the exact same thing to her. He doesn't go all the way there, but he definitely attempted to. And there's a scene where she had look at me in my, like, trying to get him to register so that he would stop, because you feel like they're gone. And I understand that feeling all too well, where you are looking at somebody that at some moments claims to love you and care about you and be so connected to you. And in a moment, they could be doing something so fucked up and they act as if they're not there. Like they are somewhere else while they are doing this very fucked up. Like they've disassociated while doing this to you, to the point that they don't hear you and they don't see you, pleading for them to see you as this person that they love. Yeah, like a blackout, but it's not a blackout. It's not a blackout. You know exactly what the fuck you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I put a lot of things, kind of in the forefront about abusive relationships and shit. But it was a good book, the first one. So I need to read the second one. But the fact that that's what the story was about, and then you put that in a frame of what their relationship during filming was like, it's definitely, she seemed uncomfortable. I'm gonna say that during watching the movie. Now back, when I think back on certain scenes, it almost seems so real how uncomfortable she seems. Like it's crazy. Girl, I'm not about to talk about no Sydney Starr's current body shape. I ain't even seen Sydney Starr. I'm scared of what might be happening over there. Okay. Anyway, let's move on. So I wanted to get into the Naziah Harris story, because I feel like a lot of people listen to me, and people who I don't know listen to me. And I think a lot of y'all, may have, and this is just because of what I've experienced in real life with people. People don't always have the best mindsets about certain things, and they be thirsty as fuck for men. And I think you need stories like this to permeate your fucking memory whenever you think about putting some weird ass nigga before your kid, before any kid, before what's right and what's wrong. Like you really need to remember these moments when these niggas come into your life and present themselves a certain way and end up being monsters. Stop believing that this shit doesn't happen. Stop believing that, oh, not mine. Girl, you don't fucking know, especially the way y'all pull niggas off the streets. You wondering why a 30-something-year-old man living under the sink. Like, hello. But let's get into this. Neighbors, a Michigan man has ruled, a Michigan judge has ruled that Jarvis Butts, 42, will stand trial for the disappearance and death of 13-year-old Naziah Harris, who went missing on, because I want to make sure I'm saying it right, who went missing on January 9th, 2024. Butts, who was in a relationship with Naziah's aunt and had 5 children with her, is accused of grooming and harming the young girl. 5 children? You really laid up and let that nigga with a ponytail put 5 children in you? I bet feeling so grateful that somebody his color wanted the fuck. Girl, I'm sorry. Let me continue. Prosecutors say Naziah texts Butts from school to arrange a meeting. Surveillance footage showed her leaving school and heading to Butts' auto shop. Her clothes found near Detroit's so he got an auto shop. Okay. Her clothes found near Detroit's Rouge River the day after she vanished showed signs of a struggle. Butts' phone was traced to the same area. Investigators discovered concerning internet searches on Butt's devices, along with sexual messages exchanged with Naziah. The searches were about how to terminate a pregnancy. Witnesses testified about inappropriate behavior and past incidents involving Naziah and Butts. Naziah's aunt, Shannon Harris, testified that she did not suspect anything beyond a normal uncle-niece bond between Butts and Naziah. You a fucking lie. You a lie. You a lie. We could say what we want to about Tyler Perry, but the archetypes in his movies and shit are absolutely spot on for how some of you raggedy, thirsty, malnutritioned of spirit bitches act about men. Naziah was raised by her grandmother and aunt due to her mother's alleged drug addiction. Social media users are demanding that others who may have known about the situation be held accountable. So these are some of the text messages between Jarvis Butts and Naziah. Harris, come on. Harris, hold up. Yeah, you okay? Where are we doing it at your choice? You tell me. Basement. You sure? Or job? Can you S my D, please? And make sure you erase the messages. K, that is what I plan to do. It's a 13-year-old girl. It's a 13-year-old girl. Butts also has been charged with SA of 2 other girls in separate cases, including one where he gave his ex-girlfriend's 4-year-old daughter chlamydia. Naziah was being raised. Oh, I read that part. I'm sorry. So yeah, Butts, I'm at your house. Damn, we were just there. Harry, you better not be in my room. I need another phone. I miss you. Butts, I stole your panties. Butts, send me some pictures, please. Harris, don't you still got the other pics? Butts, no. Harris, I will send some. Are you him asking, are you naked yet? No, I don't want to get naked. Are you mad I didn't get naked? But I'm used to you telling me no. Like this is a 30-something-year-old man, right? I don't think 42. I'm sorry, 42-year-old man talking to a 13-year-old girl. She said, "Come on, babe. I'm sorry, just not in the mood right now. I'm sorry." Like this shit is. I don't even want to read it. I don't want to read. Let's see. This is the final text exchange between Butts and Harris before she went missing. Harris, don't forget, be there before 3. I will let you know when I'm leaving school. If you're not there, I will wait. Send okay if you see the message so I can delete your number. Okay. So the aunt who testified that she never saw anything inappropriate between Jarvis and Naziah, she had this to say after social users noticed a lock on her fridge in one of her pictures. Since you all seem to be struggling with this concept, let me help clarify. By state law, personal refrigerators can have locked chains as long as children have access to their fridge at all times. Good morning. No, bitch. I know you think you ate, but you absolutely did not. Why is there a lock on your refrigerator? Maybe your ass should not have laid down and had 5 fucking kids. Because I'm thinking that you're trying to keep the children out of the refrigerator, but that sounds like abuse to me. How a nigga own an auto shop, but you don't have enough money to not lock your refrigerator? My niece would be home if only I knew her location. But one thing for sure, don't try to malign my reputation by painting an untrue picture of who I am. Ma'am, the picture has been painted. You laid up and had 5 children with a nigga that gave a 4-year-old chlamydia. We don't have to paint a fucking thing. The writing is on the wall. Destiny's Child. What are you talking about? Why they say Naziah auntie used her GoFundMe money to put money on Jarvis' books and threw a party for his birthday. Ew, that's so disgusting. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. And to me, if he ends up in jail for this, as he should, her ass need to be right fucking behind him, because you probably knew exactly what he was doing, but wanted him to stay there because you thirsty and your self-esteem is in hell. So you gonna go ahead and let him do what he was doing to that little girl. Beautiful little girl. Reading up on this Naziah case, and it breaks my heart. Both her aunt and grandmother failed her. They practically handed that little girl to that molesting demon on a silver platter. I know that vengeance is yours, God, but people like that don't deserve to breathe. Not in my opinion. Naziah's grandmother failed her the most. 100% grandmother are supposed to protect you from all harm. This lady didn't give a flying fuck about her granddaughter. Crazy, because her grandma had her first child at 11. She had 7 children altogether, one of them being Naziah's mom. Naziah's mom had her at 13 years old, product of her mom being with a married man. It seems like she didn't have a chance, to be honest. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. And that's why whenever one of these stories comes up, I'm going to get my ass up here and tell y'all that that's fucking nasty. That is terrible. And y'all should, and I'm especially talking to the women who, not only do you allow these men to come into your households and do this type of shit to children, but y'all make them children have those fucking babies for whatever bullshit reason y'all want to come up with. Because a lot of times y'all want to punish them because the man that you wanted fucked a child, got her pregnant, and you mad at the child, but still want to keep the nigga. I would be asking the auntie if you did something to the little girl too. Girl, I'm sorry, y'all. This story is really upsetting me because I read about the abortion he tried to give her. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Pray for the children. I hope they find her body. I hope they find her body. I hope they lock his ass up and put his ass under the jail. Speaking of putting niggas under the jail.
I'm a savage. Whatever I want, I'm going to get. Whatever I want, I have to get.
Can't stop. Won't stop.
So, former Making the Band star Sara Rivers says she was essayed by Diddy during the filming of the show. He touched me in a place he shouldn't have.
Cameras. Because after that one incident, which was very inappropriate.
What happened? As much as you're comfortable to talk about.
Well, the incident, basically, I was by myself. And I was, this was hard to talk about. Like, about this.
All that loud ass music.
Well, the incident, basically, I was by myself. And I was, well, he touched me in a place that he shouldn't have. That was inappropriate. And I felt, I felt intimidated. I felt like, oh my God, what the heck happened just now? I'm definitely nervous. Because like I said, I haven't said anything for so long. And it's built up. It's been 20 years of going through my mind. Like, this has happened, that's happened, this was stopped. Mentally, like, draining.
Okay, so I need to watch the rest of this. I need to go because I got Peacock, girl. I need to watch this. I do remember her husband coming down to the set when they were taping Making the Band too, and being very forceful about being on set, and they kind of made it look like she was in some type of abusive relationship with her husband. That's how they made it seem. I believe everything that she said. I don't know why y'all would believe Dawn and not believe Sara. Like, I don't know why y'all would not believe Sara. Sara was on Making the Band at the same time as Babs Bunny and Freddie P. Chopper was just online recently saying that whatever they say he did, that nigga did that shit, because I've seen that nigga do stuff in front of me that I was not comfortable with, that was uncomfortable to my eyes, is the phrase he used. Okay, but I think it's weird when y'all think that somebody that has already done this type of thing would not do it to someone who we all know was as sought after for being beautiful as Sara was back then. To be very clear, everybody always tries to identify with the prettier girl in the group. I don't care what anybody's talking about. That is a well-known thing that happens in girl groups, right? And well, in groups, period, because it wasn't a girl group. Sara was the singer, Babs was the female rapper, but it was very obvious that Babs was gay. Like, I feel like even though Babs is the type of male identified bitch to, you know, fuck a nigga because that's what she felt like she was supposed to be doing. But Babs was very much giving off aggression and gay as fuck even back then. Okay. Sara was really the only like feminine type eye candy. And then she was racially ambiguous with the curly hair. This is early 2000s. That is the look that is considered preferable. There's no way that he did not try her. There's no way he didn't try her. Like, there's no way. So, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't even put him past trying Babs, trying the dudes, depending on who they were. The dudes that street, probably not going to try no shit with them. But definitely the women who are already at a disadvantage and the men who you think you can punk. Yeah. Yeah. Like, I'm sorry. And then I also feel like a lot of people must not have watched Making a Band, or a lot of people who are like under the comments are too young to remember. But y'all, one of the reasons why a lot of us started not liking Diddy for real, like people who are not privy to his behavior in New York because we weren't out there, like that basketball game where all them people got killed, y'all had no idea about that shit. That was some 1991 local New York shit. People in New Orleans did not hear about that. I'm gonna just keep it a buck with y'all, okay? To me, the way he acted on that show showcased how crazy he was. People made skits about it. People joked about it. Like it was a huge thing at the time. And please ask yourself why Making a Band is not available for streaming on MTV. Why is it not available to stream? Because that shit that was cool back then, when because I'm gonna be real, niggas have very harsh senses of humor. The shit that Black people find funny is sometimes, like, I think directly related to the laugh, gotta laugh to keep from crying. Laugh at shit that's not really funny. That's really more so fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of the stuff that happened, like, why are we laughing about this man making them walk from fucking Harlem to Queens for a sugar cookie, or not a sugar cookie getter, okay? Like, y'all, I still laugh to this day. Like, y'all hear, that's what I played his intro, that Can't Stop, Won't Stop. That was the skit making fun of Diddy back in the day that Dave Chappelle did on it was Making a Band. And he's walking around on the nigga's shoulders and shit with lip gloss on, and the sugar cookie crumbs was all in the lip gloss and shit. when he was and then also at one point, if you actually go back and watch that skit, he was drugged up. Like Diddy was like just in the nigga arms and he was carrying him like he was drugged up. I know in real life he went look for cheesecake, y'all, but on the skit it was Cambodian breast milk and sugar cookies. Like he was terrible, y'all. Diddy was terrible. And I feel like back in the day, you used to feel like in order to get these huge opportunities, you need to let yourself be abused. I really want for y'all to recognize that as much as y'all don't, we don't want to hear it, all of that shit is directly related to slavery. Everything, all of that whole mentality of, and not just to slavery, but just to people's barbaric mindsets on how to handle each other when they're in service. Like the way he handled people is terrible. And anybody that's handling people like that is not doing that so that they can be good artists. You're doing that because you're an egomaniac and people need to bow down to you in some type of way for you to get your high off them. So to me, like, I really, I feel like at the end of the day, Sara is definitely telling the truth. And the people in the comments that's acting like, this could possibly be a lie, you ain't never watched that fucking show. You have never watched that show. You have never watched that show. And another thing, this is a documentary. So people that got stories to tell that was connected to him back in the day, they're definitely going to come out and be a part of these projects and tell their stories about what happened to them because of him. And they should. Everything that nigga did to somebody, especially like the people that we know are telling the truth. I'm not talking about all the people that are just making shit up so that they can try to get a check from a nigga they're not going to be able to get a check from. But that's why I believe a lot of these stories are probably more true than everybody wants to believe. And it's because, first of all, it's an obvious pattern of behavior with Diddy. And then also on top of that, I feel like we were really letting a lot of things slide back in the day. So it makes sense that it would be so many people at this point that have something to say, because we really like saw this type of abuse and thought it was okay. Like we really thought that, you know, it was okay to disrespect them people the way he did so that they could get that opportunity. Now, only in 2025 do we be like, man, I ain't doing all that shit. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. You wildin'. Like you doing too much. I am not a slave, Damon. Okay? Like, you can only watch the full episode of Making a Band on YouTube. Bruh. So yeah, I definitely believe what Sara has to say, and I'm gonna go watch this Peacock documentary so I can come to y'all and talk to y'all about anything that's new, you know, that hasn't already hit the blogs. And I feel like the things in the documentary might be way more reputable than the things that we're seeing, you know, coming from Tony Busby and them. Like, I'm not completely like off the Tony Busby situation. I think that Jay-Z coming into the situation definitely hurt his reputation. But as I said, Diddy was able to get away with this shit so much that I just believe as a consequence, there are going to be a whole bunch of people with a story to tell. Just as a consequence for how long he was able to do this shit and nobody really blinked the eye and we laughed. Yes, like we all were like thoroughly entertained by watching him like verbally and sometimes physically abuse people. Because when you start throwing shit at people and all of that, that's physical abuse. But anyway, y'all, let's listen. Let's listen to, you know, I don't want to say it like that, but let's listen to two crazy people talk to each other.
Millions of people like that flow. You know, there's like millions of people caught in this, even fans. You don't even have to be an artist, but everybody who's caught in that consciousness needs freeing. So you've got to kind of like work from the top to be like, what is causing that? Even Beyonce needs repentance, you know, and she needs forgiveness and she needs saving. Like, we're not saying this is, you know, you're attacking the thing that philosophy, because she is working in it. She's another person who needs freeing from it, because she's been told that is the only way to attain greatness for a Black person. And it's like, you know, that is how they get you, because they say, don't you want this as a Black person? Don't you want power? Because we're going to give you power. But then that power comes at a cost. And what we're trying to do is go, let's look at it. Let's just look at it for what it is, you know? And true power, like true power and the power that God's given people, it exists within, you know? And Black people have that. It's not like they don't. They already have it, you know? And they can believe it. This is mind control. You cannot be the oppressing force in one place and cry. Be the very thing that cries about oppression, making $1 billion in the next. And the only justification to why he's more right than I am is because he says to people, he goes into boardrooms and says to people, which I will never say, is he says, it's important for me to be a billionaire, you know, because Black people need to be billionaires. And why does specifically he, at that time, I've had this conversation with white money people when they go, you know, it's important that Jay-Z becomes a billionaire. And I go, why? And they said, because he wants to open up a casino. You know, he wants to open up this. He should have an alcoholic brand. He needs to have a casino. He needs to have this. And you're like, why the fuck does anybody need a casino? Like another fucking casino
prints money
in this
all
world.
day, and it makes it very possible for people to launder money all day.
Yeah. So like, why, even the fact that you want to become so powerful, then you're not saying because he needs to build schools for Black people in Black neighborhoods. It's because he wanted to build casinos for Black people. There's millions of people like that, Chloe. You know, there's like millions of people caught in this, even fans. You don't even have to be an artist, but everybody who's caught in this, that consciousness needs freeing. So you've got to kind of like work.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I don't disagree. I'm sorry. I kind of agree with everything that she was saying just then. Like, and I don't know any truth to this whole casino thing. Please don't get me wrong. But what she was saying about the system that we're all in, how you can, you know, care about oppressing, but then also be a billionaire in this system that tells us in order for you to be a billionaire, somebody has to be oppressed in that system. And also seeing how what type of personal sacrifices a person makes in order to get to that level. You have to make some type of sacrifice internally to get to that level because the powers that be won't allow you to if you don't. And I don't think it's always like, you know, this Illuminati thing that people try to make it seem like. I don't even think it's to that extent the way people make it seem. On a personal level, I think you just have these little moments that inch you and inch you and inch you and inch you and inch you into the, you know, until you've made enough decisions to get you where you're trying to go. But when you look back, that may not have always been decisions that make it easy for you to sleep at night. And that's why I wish people would tell the truth about who they are, good or bad. And this is why whenever Black people are on this, you know, don't tell the truth, don't tell the truth, keep things quiet, keep things quiet. I'm like, y'all have got to get out of that mindset. Stop applying all of this extra shame and guilt to things so that they stay quiet. When at the end of the day, we really need to vocalize and talk about and look at this shit so that we can correct some of this stuff that's going on. Like this system is fucked up, y'all. The system is fucked up. I'm sorry, I've been reading history books. This shit is fucked up. And it's been like that for a long time, but it to me these days it only gets worse from people being ignorant and not really listening and not knowing how to critically think. Jaguar might be out of her mind. Okay, she might be, but a dead clock is right twice a day. And MIA said nothing that I, you know, really disagree with. When she's talking about Beyonce, I think what she's talking about is that for Beyonce to become who she became, she had to step on somebody's toes. She had to step on somebody's fingers. Y'all can act like that's not a fact, but Carrie Hilson, Miss Carrie, baby. That whole situation with Carrie started because Carrie wrote songs for her and she decided she wanted to take Carrie's name off those songs. And Carrie comes from the, you know, the writer school of no, motherfucker, you take my song and you still credit me. You don't add a him and a hi on the end of the song and then give yourself a writer credit and then take me off like I didn't write my fucking song. You know what I'm saying? Like it helped Beyonce establish herself financially because a lot of the times women weren't making that much money unless they're touring. And her tours do very well, but the bulk of her money probably comes from the stuff that she sells. And it comes from the fact that her name is in ownership on the records that she makes in some respect. So she's getting a percentage off of her masters. Like she, you know what I mean? Like she's making money in other ways and that's smart. But I think also it will sometimes put other artists at a disadvantage. And I think, you know, Beyonce does all of the generous and, you know, philanthropic things because she is, you know, always, I think, in a mindset of trying to equal out the energy. Because you know that in order to get to where you've gotten, some people had to be pushed on a shelf. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially when you consider the way Jay-Z handled people back in the day. Jay-Z did not handle people right, okay? He very much will come out of nowhere, be disrespectful, try to impose his power on other people's careers. Go listen to Maya, the shit that Eve said. Like, he very much will impose himself. And I imagine even if these things were being done without Beyonce's knowledge all the time, they were being done on her behalf. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I definitely feel like there's it could have been Matthew Knowles and team. Yeah, I doubt that. I doubt that very much. Carrie has always been very clear, and Beyonce, that's not the only time Beyonce has done that. Beyonce has done that like several times. She's done that several times. And you know, she was really known to steal, like, for a little minute. You know, y'all kind of forget about these things because she put out these amazing projects and her work ethic is on 1,000. But you know, there's some thievery that goes on. Okay. And I won't always blame her because producers do this shit too, where they take songs from other artists and give it to Beyonce because it's gonna make more money if Beyonce sings it versus if another artist that, you know, originally made the song, you know, or made it with the producer. A lot of fucked up stuff goes on. She tried with Neo. Yeah. Like I'm just saying, like it's a repeated thing. It's a repeated thing. Okay. I wish people would stop saying Beyonce is a witch and is using dark magic. I think she's a witch. I don't think that's a bad thing. I know what I know about African spirituality or any type of voodoo practice, whatever you want to call it. There is light and dark, but essentially, you know, it's more of a balanced energy than good and bad. Light and dark versus good and bad. You know what I'm saying? People will automatically assume that because something is light, it's good. Because it's dark, it's bad. It's not necessarily the truth all the time. But, and I'm just talking about as it pertains to this, you know, spirituality. But what I will say is I felt my energy being siphoned at that fucking concert. I don't care what anybody's talking about. I don't care what anybody's talking about. And she does a lot of things that, you know, the credits to the Orishas and all of those things. Like she does very specific things to showcase. Also, you know, if you listen to Jay-Z's music reflects how he got his spirituality at this point in his life from Beyonce's example. And, you know, if you're listening to the things they're saying in their songs, like paying attention, they're telling you a lot of shit about how they're becoming successful in their lives. And I do think they work magic to get where they are to some extent. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. It just depends. Case by case basis.
From the top.
Okay. So let me see. Was there anything else I wanted to hit on? Oh, I will say this. I'm glad Michelle Obama said, fuck y'all, it's my birthday. I'm not doing all that. Fuck y'all, it's my birthday. I'm not doing all that. I'm not and I won't. I won't and I'm not. I'm glad. Stand on business. Fuck all that. Not all this pomp and circumstance fake shit. I can't stand that shit. I can't stand how the Republicans can be assholes and not do things, you know, according to the order of how they are normally done in this system. But, you know, whenever, you know, somebody that's not a Republican wants to do something that's out of order of how things are normally done, y'all act all upset. Y'all get all outraged and shit. Y'all, and I can't stand it. And I want y'all to leave Michelle alone. I saw Kid Rock talking to somebody talking about Michelle seems angry. Kid Rock, get a fucking clue. Get a life. Okay, because let's not forget. You might be white people famous, but you was in black people movies and shit, my nigga. Like, you forget, like, you have a fan base that crossed over into the black realm because you low-key wanted to rap a little bit back in the day when you were doing your music a lot. But y'all remember he was on Biker Boys and shit? So, like, it is real weird to me the way he talks now, but that's how a lot of you redneck motherfuckers are. And that's your business. But the way Kid Rock comes out of a dusty hole under a floorboard in a trailer park outside of a mansion, the way he decides to come from under those creaky old floorboards to talk shit to us, dude, like a lot of times I want y'all to go suck them people's dicks in private and stop coming to us with the bullshit. That's what I want. Stop coming to us with the bullshit. If you are out here proverbially with 45's peen down your throat, do us all a favor. Keep it to yourself. We don't care. It is totally okay if you are happy about some of his policies, if you agree with his ideals on, certain things, that's a conversation that we can have based on facts, based on how that actually benefits you. But some of the shit that y'all want to argue every little thing because y'all want Trump to be right and perfect in every little way. Y'all a cult. Y'all are in a fucking cult. And I need y'all to get y'all life together. Okay? Need y'all to get y'all goddamn life together. Let me see. I don't feel like talking about that because I don't really care about that. All right, I'm done, y'all. I'm done because I need to get the fuck off here so that I can go and make notes for I Like It Like That, because I really want to get that out to y'all soon. That'll be the next Now That We're Grown. I appreciate y'all for coming through today. Thank you so much for supporting. Please don't forget Reset by Design Wellness. Follow us on Instagram. We take luxury trips out the country every year. We're going on our 3rd trip this year in July. I cannot wait. I miss my girls. So Reset by Design Wellness, make sure you check them out. Please follow my secondary page, BondyBlue Bites. I will be releasing more content on there today as well. I appreciate y'all so much. Please continue to be blessed, be well. Okay, don't let these people stress y'all out. And I'll see y'all in the next.